Tomorrow, we get to watch episode 13 on Praying at the Speed of Love. Thursday, September 5th. 13. 13. You know what 13 is if you're paying any attention to numerology or just alive on the planet. 13 has been made into the big, bad, scary number, right? So scary you can't even have a 13th floor on an American high rise, right? How afraid can you be? Well, the patriarchy has been terrified of 13 because 13 is the number of the goddess, the number of the divine feminine. And so it's not an accident that the 13th episode on Praying at the Speed of Love is diving deep, deep, deep into the patriarchy in order to touch the pre-patriarchy before this fear, before the fear of the goddess. You know, because we live in it, we have a tendency to think that the patriarchal view of religion, of women, of the woman's body, of government, of financial power, of all of these things is simply the way it's always been. Well, you might want to pick up Merlin Stone's When God Was a Woman in order to see that this patriarchal time period of 5,000 years is just a little glitch. It's not history by any stretch. And to get a picture for the volume of that, the size of that, I want to show you a picture of the cycle of life in Demetra George's Mysteries of the Dark Moon, if I could find the right picture. What she does is show us that this repeating cycle. So here is a 28, 29 day time period from there's the full moon and there is the dark of the moon. And the moon is going to, a little bit more light, a little bit more light, a little bit more light, full light, less light, waning and back. Well, since the universe was created, this cycle has been repeating and repeating and repeating. What's so interesting is that, first of all, we're kind of oblivious to the fact that it repeats in our bodies. But then we're really oblivious to the fact that actually this cycle is repeating in all of life. And here it is at 3000 BC until now, 2000 BCE, Common Era, CE. Okay, in this time period, you see that this is just a small amount of the cycle of all life. Here it is explained going back to even before the megalithic, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, During all of this time period, God was a woman, and the reverence for the goddess was the reverence for the woman, the human woman. And now as patriarchy, you can see it going through its death throes, and they're pretty severe, but that's just a part of the patriarchy clinging to power for the last bit of its power. It's not going to just say you're right and walk away. And so we're in this death throttle, but at the same time, a new world or world of reverence is being born. And I'm doing my part. My part here on Praying at the Speed of Love, my part in my intensives. That's why we're having Healing Your Three Wombs. And I am beyond blessed. I can't interview Merlin Stone on the show because she died in the 90s. And I do want to ask Demetra George to be on. But and tomorrow you get to hear, am blessed to be able to have a conversation for you with Dr. Christine Page, author of The Healing Power of the Sacred Woman. Now, these three books go together. They're my trinity. Here's how I see it. Demetra George, it is the biggest picture of all. This is the mystical picture. Who are the goddesses and how are they reflected in you? Then comes Merlin Stone's anthropological review of, okay, this was the goddess worship, and now we have the 5,000 years of patriarchy. So we go from the cosmic, the beyond comprehensive, huge story of all life and before all life that is the goddess creating. Then we have the human history, and then it comes down into your body. So Christine Page, who is a great student of Demetra and Merlin Stone and all of this, she's a physician, both allopathic and holistic, and she brings this mystical story of the goddess through time, through anthropology, being squished by patriarchy, brings it into your body. Look at the title, The Healing Power of the Sacred Woman. You have the power in your body, in your womb, and we're going to talk about it on Praying at the Speed of Love. I am ecstatic to be able to meet her. It's the first time I'm meeting her. We are reading The Healing Power of the Sacred Woman in Healing Your Three Wombs, because Karen Brown, who's one of the three co-teachers along with me and Emma Kupu Mitchell, she trained with Dr. Page for a decade. So join me and Dr. Christine Page live starting tomorrow, Thursday, September 5th, on Praying at the Speed of Love, episode 13. I trust you're all subscribing to it somewhere, Google, Stitcher, iTunes. But no matter where you listen to it, at some point come to, or just come to listen to it, to my website, because I wanted this show to be so much more than a show. I don't even want to call it a show. This is a conversation that has three components. Yes, I get the idea, I invite, I'm excited, I write the questions. Now you get to meet this brilliant guest, and every single person on Praying the Speed of Love is someone I adore, someone I learned from. And then you. It doesn't come to life without you. And so I have the show transcribed. That's my gift to you. I write the show notes page. The guest gives you a gift. It's all at janetconnor.com. That's really all you have to remember. You can get there and click on the podcast. But if you do remember that this is number 13, you can come to janetconnor.com/13. And I hope you're joining the community, Praying at the Speed of Love. There's a link on the show notes page to come and join the conversation. You do have to ask, because I didn't want any trolls finding us. You have to ask to be in this precious community. And we're talking about the shows. We're talking about what we're learning. We're talking about the guest's gift. And boy, have we got a gift for you. Dr. Page sent an excerpt from this book that walks you through the Dark of the Moon healing ritual. 3 days of darkness, 3 things to do. It's all on this episode. I will see you tomorrow. And then, of course, it's permanently posted. You can listen to it anytime. But we get a little excited about hearing it when it's fresh. Dr. Christine Page at janetconnor.com/13. We are truly praying at the speed of love.